Good morning, gang. Happy Friday morning, end of the week. All right, let's see what goes on. It's Friday. Thursday was a 4th of July fireworks show. Let's see what Friday brings in. So, what's the definition of tolerance? Okay. Tolerance defined is leeway for any variation from a standard. So, if you look at the United States, what would be the standard? I don't know. Straight Christian values. Pretty much. Okay. Tolerance that we're all professed that we need to believe in is what leeway we get away from that. Okay. Now, if you're a liberal, tolerance means agreeing with me. That's it. You can be straight only if I agree. Unless you agree with me, you're not a tolerant person. Let's look into what happened yesterday, and let's think about how our tolerance for this is. Two big news stories yesterday. The documents from the FBI were finally released to Congress, so Chris Wray could basically avoid going to jail. And it shows that there were credible, the whistleblower was credible. He's been a FBI informant for over 20 years who has earned over $200,000 from the FBI for the information he provided. The information that the whistleblower provided yesterday was a conversation with one of the senior members of Burisma in Ukraine. Nothing going on in Ukraine at all that we are involved in. Assumed to be the CEO of Burisma, talking about them paying and giving $5 million personally to Joe Biden and $5 million personally to Hunter Biden. Okay? While Joe was vice president. That is a federal crime. That is accepting bribes. If you want to put it in soft political terms, that's pay to play. Remember Joe's famous quote there? I'm getting on a plane in 6 hours. If the prosecutor who was investigating Hunter wasn't fired by the time you get on the plane, that Ukraine wasn't getting that $1 billion. There's exactly what everybody figured. Pay me or you don't get the government money. Okay? Where's my kickback? Fortunately, this one was only 5%. Yet, yesterday afternoon, the latest fraudulent indictment of Donald Trump came down, okay, indicting him for the boxes scandal, however you want to put it. He had boxes of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Now, I'm going to remind everybody of this, okay? Let's start putting puzzle pieces together again. Hillary Clinton, BleachBit, a server. Hillary Clinton had classified information on a private server in her house, okay? What was Hillary Clinton's highest position ever in government? Secretary of State. Does the Secretary of State have the ability to declassify documents? No. Mike Pence had classified documents in his possession. What was the highest position he ever held? Vice President. Does the Vice President have the ability to classify documents? No. Joe Biden has some 1,850 boxes full of classified documents at the University of Pennsylvania, which, miraculously got huge funding from the Chinese as soon as the Biden Center was created. Joe had classified documents stored in his garage with his prized Corvettes, okay? When were all these taken? When Joe was a senator or a vice president. Does a vice president have the ability to declassify documents? No. Donald Trump has only held one political office ever in his life, and that was President of the United States. Donald Trump had classified, supposedly, documents in his possession at Mar-a-Lago. The day before Trump left the White House, he declassified all the documents in regards to Crossfire Hurricane. That was the investigation into Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Hillary Clinton spying on Donald Trump. Again, another federal crime. The FBI had approved of, the National Archives had approved of how Trump was storing the records. Under the Presidential Records Act, Trump had legal authority to hold those documents. The National Archives says they want some of them back. Trump says no. Okay, they're in my possession in a secure location. Okay, not a garage. Okay, and we have to raid Trump's house. Now we have to indict Donald Trump. Mind you this, who is the Attorney General? Merrick Garland. Do you think he has something, a little bone to pick? Because there are 3 Supreme Court justices that are sitting on the bench that Merrick Garland thinks he should be in one of those seats. Remember, this is the guy who Obama put up for Supreme Court, and Mitch McConnell said, we're not running him through a confirmation process this close to a election. Obama didn't push it too hard because they all figured that Hillary Clinton was a shoo-in to win, okay, and this would go through. That blew up in their face. So Obama had egg on his face. Merrick Garland is pissed because he's not on the Supreme Court. Hillary didn't win, and so they got the puppet of Joe Biden in. So what are Joe's marching orders? You go after Trump at any cost. You do whatever you can. You look at the phony impeachments, both of them which were completely fraudulent, and that has all been proven at this point. Trump calls this a witch hunt. That's putting it mildly. Okay. Where is the prosecution for the people who committed actual federal crimes? Okay. This is where I say tolerance. What is tolerance? How much of this shit are you going to put up with? It was interesting listening to some of the other Republican potential presidential candidates. The only ones that I heard that had any balls, okay, that weren't rhinos, they told you exactly what they were with their response to this. Vivek Ramaswamy said this should be dropped immediately and Trump should be pardoned. Okay. He also said it'd be easier for him to win the primary if Trump wasn't in it, but he doesn't want Trump to drop out. Okay. I'll give the guy credit for that. Elect me on my merits. Okay, that's what he's saying. If you think I'm better, elect me. The more I hear from him, there's a lot of things I like. He's got a future somewhere in politics. I don't think it's president yet, but he's got a future. The other one was Larry Elder. We know who Larry Elder is. Larry Elder was along the same way. Leave Trump alone. This is bullshit. The rest of them, the Asa Hutchinsons, the Chris Christie's, the Mike Pences, are all like, Trump needs to drop out. Aw, poor baby. You afraid of him? Your 1% support, you think it's going to improve? And hell, Trump's got a 20-some-odd, 30-some-odd point lead on Ron DeSantis. Okay, sorry. Who do the people want? This is the thing. This is tolerance. Tolerance to a liberal is, as I said at the top, agreeing with them. As long as you agree with me, you're a tolerant person. If you don't agree with me, you're intolerant. Sorry, there ain't a whole lot that I'm ever going to agree with on a leftist, progressive, communist. Okay? The only thing I will agree with them on is how deep I should bury them. That's it. This is what's going on, guys. This is how they are trying to take over the country. This is dictatorship. This is totalitarianism. This is authoritarianism. Okay? Either agree with me or you're going to the gulag. All right? I don't know. Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Pol Pot, figure one. This is the path that the Democrat Party is going on. And when people finally open up their ears and get it through their thick skull that this is the way we're going, I don't know what it is. I'll give you this. For the last, 2+ years maybe, the biggest crisis, supposedly according to the media, is the LGBTQ community. All right? And while I will agree, they've completely gone over the board with this bullshit, naked dancing in front of kids and stuff like that. It by far the biggest problem we have. What that movement is doing, and the reason that the Biden administration and the whole liberal cabal are pushing this is they are trying to weaken us. Okay? Toxic masculinity. Oh my God, boys should dress like girls. What are they trying to do? They are trying to weaken the country. As long as we are all subservient, they are good. As long as we don't have the ability to fight back, they are good. When you take out, oh my God, boys are out playing cops and robbers. Can't do that. No more toy guns. Oh, boys are out playing cowboys and Indians. Oh, you can't do that. That's taking somebody else's identity. That's offensive that you're pretending to be an Indian. This is what kids do. Kids have a freaking imagination, okay? When they're playing Star Wars and sword fighting with paper, wrapping paper rolls like they're lightsabers. This is what little boys do, okay? Little boys fight each other. Men fight each other. Some women do too, but boys have a little bit more violent streak than women. Okay? Why? Because it's in our DNA. It's in our makeup. Men are fighters. This is what it, and we are trying to train or tolerance-ize, not a word, okay, the masculinity out of young boys. Oh, little Johnny, you're 3 years old. We don't want you to grow up to be a strong man. Here's a Barbie doll and an easy bake oven for you to play with. I'll tell you this. I know how to cook. I know how to clean. I know how to wash clothes. I know how to do all the traditional female roles. It's called being sufficient, okay? I also am 100% completely understand this up here too. I'm 100% a man, okay? Come fight with me, I'll F you up so bad it ain't gonna be funny, all right? But this is their idea of tolerance. We have to accept the fact of the rules for me, rules for thee and not for me, okay? We have to listen and watch to them just try to completely destroy us internally. They're going after Trump. Why are they going? If Trump wasn't running, they wouldn't give a shit. But Trump is the thing that scares them the most. The socialist, progressive, communist cabal, the New World Order, the World Economic Forum. Trump's the one that scares them because he can rally the people to fight back. They don't want people to fight back. Mike Pence doesn't want people to fight back. Chris Christie doesn't want people to fight back. None of them do. The only one that wants people to fight back is Trump. say what you will about DeSantis. DeSantis fights back a little bit himself, but I sure as hell don't see him rallying the troops at this point to push back against some of the craziness that's going on. You know, trust me, as soon as they take down Trump, they're going after Ron DeSantis next. They're already going after Ron DeSantis, just not as hard. They'll keep going. When we get rid of the criminal class, i.e. the DNC, then maybe this country can get back into what it was made to be in the first place. But tolerance, here's your tolerance, okay? I have no patience. I will not comply, period. Pinball.